Logger Vision presents Logger Basketball 1996. Tonight, the Logger boys in their last regular season home ball game host the Northland Pines Eagles, a makeup game from a couple of weeks ago for this strange Monday night affair between the Loggers and the Eagles. The Loggers starting five, their same starting five. Matzik and Zaves up front. The backcourt, Palace and the two Petrozalics. The Eagle lineup in a second possession begins with the Loggers. Matt Palace drives in, double team, but puts it to the hole for two. Loggers quickly up 2-0. The Northland Pines starting lineup, the backcourt is 24, Brian Tameling. He is a junior. And Ben Stecker, number 11, a sophomore. The pass inside to Schoolman, blocked. His shot blocked, and a foul called on the Eagles. The first foul of the night goes to Jason Visner, who's a junior, 35. Team foul 1 for Northland Pines comes with 7:42 remaining in period 1. 2-0 Loggers on top. Palace looks inside, goes for Matzik inside, Justin to the hole for two. Justin averaging 14 points a game, gets his first point of the ball game. 7:29 left in the first, 4-0 Loggers up. The rest of the Northland Pines lineup: Curtis Schoolman, 25. The other starting forward, Schoolman gets it out to Stecker. His shot no good, through the hands of Matzik, recovered by Jerry Petrosalik. The big man inside, one of the best players in the LJAC, probably one of the best players in northern Wisconsin that no one's heard of, as Zaves hits the three. Len Tikas, he's a 6'3 junior. He's wearing 15. A good ball player for Tom Zucchi's Northland Pines Eagles. 7-0 on Zaves' three, his first points of the ball game. 6:50 left in the first. Pass to Tikas. Gets it back on the perimeter to Tameling. Steal by Zaves, and the pass to Tikas goes ahead. And off of Zaves, possession will go to Northland Pines. 6:41 left in the first. 7-0 the score. Loggers up. Stecker will bring it down. He'll be met at the midcourt line by Jerry Petrozalik. Tikas on the perimeter, guarded by Zaves, takes it to the hole. Before the shot, the foul, I believe, will be called on Zaves. That'll be Danny's first. Team foul 1 for the Loggers comes with 6:33 remaining in period 1. Loggers up 7-0 Northland Pines with possession in their forecourt. Off to Tameling. Out on the perimeter to Visner. His three-pointer no good. Zaves with a tip, recovered by Jerry Petrosalik. Ahead to Palace. 2-on-5. Palace pulls out. Palace to Jerry Petrosalik to Brian Petrosalik. On the O, won't try the three, goes inside to Zaves. Stop. Loses it, recovered. Visner had it, but recovered by Brian Petrosalik. He loses it. That's recovered by Stecker. Pass ahead, swatted by Jerry Petrosalik, but recovered on the far side by Visner. The shot by Tameling, no good. Recovered by Palace, ahead to Matzik, to the hole for two. Justin Matzik with his first slam. And the Logger faithful on their feet on the far side. 5:40 left in the first, 9-0 the score. The sophomore has 4. Pass inside to Visner, the little hook swatted by Matzik. Head to Brian Petrosalik to Zaves. Will he? Lays up, won't go, but he'll shoot two, as I believe the foul will be called on Tikas. We'll wait for the indication from Pat Hendricks. The foul is on Len Tikas, his first team. 37 left, period 1. Loggers up 9-0, and Danny Zaves goes to the stripe to try and give the Loggers a double-digit lead. The first for Danny, and the two-shot foul is good. Dan Zaves with 4. 10-0, 5:37 left, period 1. The second is also good. Substitution for Northland Pines, Seth Snedden, a senior, number 41, will check into the lineup, and he will replace Schoolman. 5:37 left, period 1, 11-0 the score. Zaves has 5 points of the night, 2 for 2 from the line. Stecker. Tikas inside to Visner. Back out on the perimeter to Tameling. Looks for the cutter inside. Finally finds Visner, knocked away by Matzik. Visner cross to Tameling. Keeps in the corner. Cross court to Stecker. Almost goes into the peanut gallery on the far side. Pass out of the perimeter to Tameling. The three off the iron. No good. And Matzik with the rebound. Ahead to Brian Petrosalik. The Loggers slow it down. Jerry Petrosalik takes it to the hole, and the foul called inside. the foul called on Brian Tamerling. That's his first, team foul 3 for the Eagles. Timeout, Northland Pines. 5:02 remains in period 1. The Loggers on top and in all of this ball game, 11-0. This is Logger Vision's presentation of Logger basketball on Price County Telephone Company Cable, Channel 6. The first 2 minutes and 58 seconds, all in favor of the orange and black. The Loggers will inbound underneath. The chance to up the lead to 13 or 14. Brian Petrozalik to inbound. Loggers have not made any substitutions. We'll see a lot of Loggers in this ball game, Andy Pilch said early on. Matzik for 3. He drains it. Justin with half with a Logger 14. He has 7. 4:50 remaining in period 1. 14-0 the score. Tikas drives inside, pulls up from 16. Off the iron, no. Rebound Matzik. Off to Jerry Petrozalik to Pallas. Pallas on the perimeter. Will he launch? He has a nice touch from three-point range. Gives it up to Jerry Petrozalik to Brian Petrozalik. Almost taken by Stecker. The near side to Matzik. Inside to Pallas. Underneath. Shot won't go. Through the hands of Zaves. Recovered by Visner. Off on the far side to Tamerling. And the Loggers will mass substitute. They'll bring in 3 at the next whistle. Snedden. Off on the far side to Tamerling. Almost goes in the hands of Carolyn Kadlicek. But caught beforehand. The pull-up by Tikas. Shot off the iron, no good. Ball into the hands of Danny Zaves. He'll bring it down. 4 minutes remain in the first period. Jerry Petrozalik goes to Matzik. Out to Brian Petrozalik. Knocked away by Stecker. And I don't know if the hand or a ball hit Ben Stecker on the side of the head, but he's going to go to toward the bench. Got clocked in the ear, or what exactly it was. 3:51 remaining in the first. We're going to take a timeout. 14-0 the score. The Loggers up, and we'll have a quick substitution as Schoolman will return, and Stecker will sit down. The Loggers will pull in 44, Jason Woody, 50, Bill McCormick, and 34, Steve Nichols, as the Petrozaliks and Zaves all sit down. 3:51 remaining in period 1. 14-0 Loggers up. Pallas in the paint, dishes it out to Matzik. Will he launch the 3? No. Nichols off to Matzik, out to Pallas. Pallas looks for the cut, goes in, dishes it back out to Nichols. Steve won't pull up, off to Matt. Pallas goes inside, to Woody, all alone in the paint. His shot's good for 2. Jason Woody with his first points of the ball game. 16-0, 3:23 remaining in the first. Bringing it across is Tamerling to Tikas. The far side to Snedden. Looks inside, goes back onto the perimeter to Schoolman. 3:09 left. The shot by Tikas, nothing but net. And Pines on the board with 3:03 left in the first. 16-2. Pallas wants to go baseline, stopped, goes inside to McCormick, and a 3-second violation called on the Loggers. Possession goes to Northland Pines as Ben Stecker returns to the lineup, and he replaces Curtis Schoolman. 2:55 left, period 1, 16-2, Loggers by 14. Stecker brings it across to Tikas. On the near side, that's Tamerling. Off to Visner. He pulls up from 14. Shot wide right. Rebound McCormick. Ahead to Nichols. Steve brings it across. Wants to drive inside. Takes it to the hole. Count it for 2. The senior with his first points of the ball game. 18-2. Loggers by 16 with 2:27 left in period 1. Stecker guarded by Nichols. Off to Tikas, who's guarded by McCormick. Tikas looks to drive inside, and the foul will be called on Steve Nichols as he knocks the ball away from Tikas. Steve picks up his first team foul, 2 for the Loggers. 2:18 left in the first. 3 team fouls for Northland Pines, 2 for the Loggers thus far here in the first period. And Phillips by 16, 18-2. And we'll have substitution again as Zaves and Brian Petrozalik check into the lineup. Visner on the perimeter, gets it off to Tamerling, guarded by Pallas. Tamerling will be called for the double-dribble by Marv Bresky. Underneath in possession goes to the orange and black. Pallas sits down, as does Matzik, as Brian Petrozalik and Dan Zaves check back into the lineup. 2:08 left in period 1, 18-2 our score. Nichols Drives in, dishes it off to Brian Petrozellik. Brings it back out to the perimeter, looks for the cutter, goes for McCormick inside, and a foul called on Visner. That will be his second. Jason Visner, the junior, picks up his second foul. Team foul 4 on Northland Pines. And the Loggers inbound underneath. McCormick from 18 drains it. Bill McCormick with his first points of the ball game. 20-2. Loggers by a dozen and a half. 1:47 left, period 1. Tamerling into the corner to Stecker. His shot from 17, no good. Rebound, Brian Petrozellik, and that's the third personal foul on Jason Visner. Team foul 5. I imagine that's all we're going to see of Visner's going to stay in the lineup. And sitting down is Snedden. 1:38 left in the first. 20-2, Loggers by 18. Nichols on the far side to Zaves. Won't launch the tray. Goes back out to Brian Petrozellik. To Zaves. Looks for the cutter inside. Goes to Nichols. Up at the free throw line, off to Zaves. Dishes it off to Woody. His shot from 7, in and out. Rebound, Woody. Wants to push it back out. Goes to Nichols. Launches the tray. No. Rebound, Stecker. 1:10 remaining in the first. 20-2, Loggers by 18. Dish across from Tamerling to Schoolman. Shot no good. Rebound, McCormick. 1 minute remains in the first. 20-2, the Loggers up by 18. Brian Petrozellik on top to Zaves. Won't launch from 22. Nichols goes inside. Woody back to Nichols. Back out to Zaves. 44 seconds left. Brian Petrozellik pulls up from 14. Nothing but net. So Brian Petrozellik with his first points of the ball game. 37 seconds left in the first. 22-2. Loggers by 20. Half a minute remaining in period 1. Stecker drives inside, puts it up over Zaves. Shot no good. Rebound recovered by Tikas. Wants to go baseline. Knocked out of bounds by Woody, and possession stays with Northland Pines with 23 seconds left in the first period. Tamerling will inbound on the far side. Northland Pines in the box. Pass off to Stecker, guarded by Nichols. Stopped on the perimeter. Now brings it back out to the top. Out to Tamerling. 15 seconds remaining in the first period. Tamerling, guarded by Brian Petrozellik, stopped. Gives it back off to Visner. 7 seconds. Wants to go to the hole, and Bill McCormick will be called for his first foul. That's team foul 3 on the Loggers. And with 6 seconds left in the first, Northland Pines will inbound underneath. Down by 20. Tamerling will inbound the ball. On the far side to Tikas. Launches from 17 off the iron. No. Rebounds. Schoolman takes to the floor. Travel called, but that's the period. We have played 8 minutes of basketball. The score, the Phillips Loggers 22, the Northland Pines Eagles 2. This is Logger Vision's presentation of Logger basketball on Price County Telephone Company Cable, Channel 6. And the Eagles have possession as we begin period number 2. The Loggers by 20, 22-2. And a new member of the lineup, 13, Sam Larson, in the ball game for the first time for Northland Pines. Ball knocked away by Pallas. And out of bounds off of Larson. Matt Pallas. I don't know if... looks like Matt is injured, and he's going to have to cut. He's going to come off, I do believe. He received an errant elbow. And Trevor Rasky, number 20, will check in the lineup for the first time for the Loggers. 7:47 left in the second. Loggers up 22-2. The Logger lineup, the Petrozelliks, Brian and Jerry, Trevor Rasky, as well as Zaves and Matzik. The Eagles come out with Stecker, 11, 13, Larson, 24, Tamerling, the pass inside to Zaves, counted for 2. Danny Zaves has 7, and it's 24-2, Loggers by 22. The rest of the Northland Pines lineup, Tikas 15 and 25, Schoolman. Drive inside, Tamerling dishes it off to Tikas, pulls up from 15 short, Matzik with the rebound. to Jerry Petrozellik. 7:15 left in the half. Pass across to Trevor Rasky. Nice feed by Jerry Petrozellik to Trevor Rasky, and Trevor with his first points of the ballgame. 26-2 Loggers by 2 7:03 remaining in period number 2. Tikas feed inside to Stecker. Little baby hook in front of Jerry Petrozellik. Shot no good. Stecker's second won't go, and Trevor Rasky in big with the board. Ahead to Brian Petrozellik. Brian wants to go inside, gets it off to Jerry. Jerry penetrates, stopped, and he'll be called for the travel. 6:44 left, period 2. Loggers by 24, 26-2. As Snedden, 41, returns, replacing Tikas. No, he's not replacing Tikas, he's replacing Schoolman. 6:44 left, period 2. This is the Loggers' last home game of the regular season. They travel tomorrow night to Glen Flora to take on Flambeau. Then finish with 4 conference games. They'll see Northland Pines one more time, that a week from this upcoming Friday. The pass ahead to Tikas, knocked out by Zaves. They will play Ashland on this upcoming Friday. They will play at Lakeland on Tuesday night. Could very well determine who wins the Lumberjack Conference title that night. At Medford a week from Thursday, and at Northland Pines a week from Friday. Stecker over Matzik, shot up, no good. Rebound, Justin Matzik. 3-on-2 Logger break, off to Rasky. The feed across to Zaves, but Trevor Rasky is called for the travel. 6:21 left, period 2, 26-2, Loggers by 24. The next time the Loggers will be playing at home will be in the tournament. They have a first round bye, the second round game. They'll play the winner of the Washburn Northwestern game. That game at Maple on Tuesday, the 27th of February. The Loggers at home on the 29th of February. It's a Thursday night. Take on either Washburn or Northwestern. Drive inside, the shot by Lewis Graves in the lineup for the first time. Shot no good. Jerry Petrozellik almost walked with it. Off to Matzik. The far side to Zaves. And the foul called on Graves. That's his first and team foul 6 for the Eagles. Loggers with 3 team fouls. .554 remaining, period 2, 26-2, Loggers by 24. Pass inside, pass out by Brian Petrozellik to Jerry, off to Matt Pallas. Shot no good. Underneath, Jerry Petrozellik's rebound, put back no good. Scramble underneath, recovered by Tamerling. 5:40 left in the second, 26-2, Loggers up by 2 dozen. Tamerling on the perimeter, looks for the easy cutter. Gets back out on the perimeter to Larson. Larson wants to pull from 17, stopped by Pallas. Now in trouble, gets it off to Graves. Graves looks inside, goes cross-court high to Tamerling, but saves it from going long to Snedden up high. 5:14 left, period 2. 26-2 still the score. Larson to Graves, back out to Tamerling. The Eagles very patient, inside to Graves, loses it off his foot, recovered by Pallas. 2-on-2 Logger break, Pallas pulls out. Stops, will he launch the tray? No, he gives it up to Jerry Petrozellik to Matzik for 3. Off the iron, no, Zaves with the rebound, pulls it out. Loggers set up the good shot. Danny goes inside for Brian Petrozellik, but the pass lands in the hands of Sam Larson. 4:40 left in the second. Pines brings it across. 26-2, still the score. Tamerling in the paint, gets it off to Stecker, and a 3-second violation called, I believe, on Tamerling, and possession will go to the Loggers. 4:30 remaining in the second, 26-2. The Loggers still up by 2 dozen. It's been at that point for quite a while now. As Jerry Petrozellik brings it down. Petrozellik to Pallas. Wants to go inside, back out to Brian Petrozellik. 4:15 left in the second. Zaves for 3, off the iron, no. Rebound, Larson. Gets it off to Stecker, to Tamerling. 4:05 remaining in the second. 26-2. Loggers still up by 24. And the Logger mass substitution returns. Stecker, guarded by Jerry Petrozellik, goes into Graves on the near side to Snedden. Won't launch from 20. Gets it off to Larson. Goes it on Palace, stops. Off to Graves, swatted by Zaves. Graves the second time, it's good. Lewis Graves puts in his first points of the ball game, 26-4. The Loggers by 22. Matzik to Brian Petrozellik. The three off the iron, no good. Rebound Palace. Matt pulls it out. Palace wants to go baseline, goes past Graves, and Lewis Graves picks up his second, and that's team foul 7 for the Eagles, sending the Loggers to the free throw line. In the person of Matt Palace. Palace on the season is averaging about 59% from the free throw line. And the mass substitution comes in as Rasky, McCormick, and Woody return. And should both free throws go in, we'll have a substitution for Matt Palace. The first by Matt is good. 3 points for the junior. Tikas will return, and sitting down is Stecker. 3:26 left in the second, 27-4 as the Loggers get off 26. They were on that for quite a while. And Palace to try and convert the 3-point or the second side of the 1-and-1. He does. And Steve Nichols will check in for Matt Palace. 3:26 remaining in period 2. 28-4. Loggers back up that 2-dozen-point lead. Stecker brings it down. Larson brings it down. Off to Tikas. To Graves inside, goes past Jerry Petrozellik. Off the iron, no good. Rebound, McCormick. Off to Jerry Petrozellik, down court to Nichols. On the far side, looks in, goes back out to Jerry Petrozellik, stays on the perimeter. Back out to Nichols. To Woody from 15. His shot off the iron, no good. Recovered by Nichols, loses it out of bounds, and possession goes to Northland Pines. 3 minutes left in the second, 28-4. Loggers by 24. Drive inside by Tamerling. He pulls it back out to Tikas on the perimeter to Snedden, and a travel called on Seth Snedden, and possession goes to the Loggers. 2:46 left in the second, 28-4. Loggers by 24 points. Jerry Petrozellik to Trevor Rasky. Trevor looks inside, goes back out on the perimeter to Nichols. The far side to Jerry Petrozellik, wants to go baseline, stopped by Tamerling. To Woody. Woody inside for McCormick in the paint. It won't go. Goes for the rebound, and I think Bill McCormick just picked up his second personal foul. The second on Bill McCormick, team foul number 4 on the Loggers. 2:23 left in the second, 28-4. Steal by Trevor Rasky. Rasky to the hole. It won't fall, but he'll get 2 as the foul is called on Sam Larson. That's team foul 8 on the Eagles. First for Larson. And Trevor Rasky goes to the free throw line to shoot a pair. 2:10 left in the second. 28-4, the Loggers up. The first for Rasky is good. Trevor Rasky with 3 as Stecker returns. And he will replace Tamerling for the Eagles. The second for Trevor Rasky is also good. The Loggers 6 for 6 from the free throw line. 30-4, Loggers by 26. Stecker, guarded by Nichols. Drives in, gets it off to Graves, and he's fouled by Bill McCormick, and that's his third. Team foul 5 on the Loggers, and Lewis Graves will check into the lineup, or will go to the free throw line, to shoot 2. Matzik and Palace will return. Sitting down will be Jerry Petrozellik and Bill McCormick. So that's all we'll see of McCormick, I imagine, for the remaining 2:06 of this half. He with 3 fouls. 30-4, Loggers by 26. And at the free throw line, Lewis Graves, the first of the 2-shot foul, no good. Graves has 2 of the Northland Pines 4 points in the night. The second for the senior, that one rims out. Rebound, Tikas, the putback's good. Len Tikas has 4. 30-6, 2 minutes left here in period number 2. Rasky to Palace. Matt looks for the cutter. Now goes baseline, stopped by Snedden, and the foul will be called on Seth Snedden. That will be his first. And team foul 9. They'll send Matt Pallas back to the free throw line to shoot, I believe, 1-and-1. And that's what Marv Bresky calls it. 1:41 left in period 2. And Matt Pallas to the free throw line. Picks up his 5th point of the night. Matt now 3 for 3 from the free throw line. 1:41 remaining in period 2. As we're having a little interesting time here with the scoreboard. Oh, it was 1:49 left in the period as Pallas makes the second. 32-6 Loggers by 26. Drive inside by Stecker. Pass goes errant and recovered by Trevor Rasky. Nichols wants to go all the way, dishes it off to Rasky, looks inside, goes to Woody on the near side, to Pallas. Pallas to Matzik, drives inside, dishes it off to Nichols. Nice shot from 10, no good. Rebound Matzik. Second won't go, but Seth Snedden will pick up his second foul, and that's team foul 10, so the Loggers will be shooting 2 shots the rest of the way on non-shooting fouls. 1:16 left in the second, 32-6 the score. And Justin Matzik to the free throw line. He has 7 points of the evening. His first time at the line. The first is good. Justin, a 69% free throw shooter. And returning to the lineup is 24 Brian Tameling. He will replace Graves. 1:16 left in period 2, 33-6 Loggers by 27. The second for Matzik is also good. Justin Matzik, 2 for 2 from the line. He has 9. And with 1:15 left in the second, 34-6 is the score. Loggers by 28. Tameling off to Tikas. Drives inside on Woody, dishes it off to Stecker. Stecker to Tikas in front of Woody. His shot off the iron, no good. Stecker with the tip, recovered by Rasky. 2-on-1 break. Nice feed to Matzik for 2. Justin Matzik with 11 points. And it's 36-6. The Loggers up by 30 with 45 seconds left in the half. Tameling in the paint. His shot off the iron, no good. Justin Matzik with the rebound. He'll bring it down. The dish ahead to Pallas. Pulls it out. Back out to Matzik. Justin won't try the 3. Off to Nichols. To Trevor Rasky. 30 seconds left in the second. Loggers by 30. 36-6. Nichols won't try the 3. Dishes it off to Rasky. He'll try it from 19. His shot no good. Matzik, Rasky, and Larson fight for it. Off to Pallas. His shot long. Matzik with the rebound. Takes it to the hole for 2. Justin Matzik with a baker's dozen on the night. 9 seconds left. 38-6, a 32-point lead. 5 seconds, 4 seconds, 3 seconds. Stecker from the corner from 17. No good. That's the period. We have played 16 minutes of basketball. And the score. The Phillips Loggers 38, the Northland Pines Eagles 6. This is Logger Vision's presentation of Logger basketball on Price County Telephone Company Cable, Channel 6. And the Loggers have possession as we begin period number 3. Phillips up by 32, 38-6. And the first half scoring will go through fairly quickly if we can here. Drive inside by Brian Petrozalik. The fadeaway, no. Ball tipped by Matzik, recovered by Visner. Pass ahead to Schoolman. Pass inside to a wide open Ben Stecker for 2. And Stecker with his first points of the ball game, 38-8. Brian Petrozalik to Jerry Petrozalik on the near side to Pallas. 7:30 remaining in the third. 38-8 the score. Drive inside by Jerry Petrozalik to Matzik to the hole for 2. Justin Matzik with 15. At the intermission, Matzik had 13. Zaves with 7. 6 points for Matt Pallas. 4 points for Trevor Rasky off the bench. And 2 points each for Brian Petrozalik. Shot by Tikas. High off the glass. No good. Rebound Visner swatted by Matzik. 2 points each for Brian Petrozalik, Steve Nichols, Jason Woody, and Bill McCormick. Little backhanded shot by Matt Pallas, and he has 8. 42-8. Loggers up by 34. Tamelin. Back out to Visner. Knocked away by Matzik, but recovered by Visner. Off to Schoolman. Shot no good. Rebound Palace. At the intermission, Tikas had 4 and 2 for Graves for the Eagles. The turnaround by Jerry Petrozellik, and Jerry gets his first points of the ball game. 44-8, Loggers by 36. Timeout, Northland Pines. 6:19 left in the third. 44-8 the score. We're going to keep it right here and go over those stats once again. The Loggers in the first half shooting 10 for 10 from the free throw line. It's 100%. In the first half, Justin Matzik with 13. He has 15 right now in the ball game. 7 points for Dan Zaves. 6 points for Matt Pallas. He now has 8 points. 4 points for Trevor Rasky. 2 points for Brian Petrozellik. 2 points for Steve Nichols. 2 points for Jason Woody. And 2 points for Bill McCormick. That's at the intermission. Jerry Petrozellik now with 2 points for the Loggers. For Northland Pines, Len Tikas has 4 at half. 2 points for Lewis Graves. That's the halftime. And 2 points here in the third period for Ben Stecker. The Loggers out with their starting 5. That's Brian Petrozellik, Jerry Petrozellik, Matt Pallas, Justin Matzik, and Dan Zaves. Northland Pines out with their starting 5. That's Ben Stecker, number 11. 15 is Len Tikas. 24 is Brian Tamerling. 25 is Curtis Schoolman. And 35 is Jason Visner. 6:17 left in period 3. 44-8 the score. On the perimeter, that is Stecker driving in past Jerry Petrozellik. And before the shot, the sophomore called for traveling. 6:08 left in period 3. 44-8 the score. Loggers by 36. Brian Petrozellik, backdoor, won't crawl in, rebound Tikas. Out to Stecker on the far side. Visner looks inside, drives it on Matzik, dishes it off to Schoolman. Lost, recovered by Pallas. Ahead to Jerry Petrozellik. Goes it on Stecker, won't go, but Stecker will pick up his first personal foul. Team foul 1 on Northland Pines for the second period. And they're saying that he's on the ground, so the Loggers will inbound underneath. The pass intended for Zaves goes wide right and recovered by, I believe, Visner. Stecker called for the travel, and possession goes back to the Loggers. 5:38 remaining in period number 3. 44-8 the score. And we'll have substitutions again for the Loggers. Saved by Stecker. The pass inside into the hands of Tamerling, and possession goes to Northland Pines. Tamerling to Tikas, to Stecker, looks for cutter inside, goes to Tikas, his shot from 7 short. Zaves had the rebound, gets the recovery, wants to bring it down court, and the foul called on Tikas. Len Tikas picks up his second, team foul 2. And mass substitution by the Orange. In fact, we're looking at a new 5. Returning are Rasky, Nichols, McCormick, and Woody. And in the lineup for the first time tonight is number 42, Nick Gabay. He's a 6-foot sophomore. Gabay out to Rasky on the far side to Nichols. Goes inside to McCormick, to Woody, saves it, off to McCormick in the paint. And a foul called on Tikas. That will be his third. And team foul number 3 for the Eagles. Bill McCormick will go to the line where he's averaging, I believe, 52% from the line. Snedden will return, number 41, and Tikas will sit down. 4:58 left in period 3. 44-8. Loggers by 36. And Bill McCormick to the line for the first time tonight. He has 2 points. McCormick to shoot 2. The first is good. 45-8, Loggers by 37. The second is also good for McCormick. Bill McCormick 2 for 2. He has 4. 46-8. Loggers by 38 points. Stecker looks for the cutter inside. Finds nobody. Rasky on him. Wants to penetrate. Stops. Goes on the far side to Tamerling. Tamerling drives in. Goes past Woody, goes all the way underneath and pulls it back around. Visner Off to Stecker, launches the tray, good. Oh, a two-pointer. Oh, they're saying it's a three-pointer as Mark Bresky reneges on his call of a two-point shot. The three-pointer for Stecker, he has 5. And a 3-second violation called on the Loggers. Possession goes to Northland Pines. 4:20 left in the third. 46-11 as the Eagles have broken into double digits with 4:18 remaining in period number 3. And Tameling will bring it across, guarded by Nichols. Goes to the far side, stopped, and then on top to Visner, guarded by Woody. Goes inside on Woody, goes past Nichols, and the shot for Visner is good. Jason Visner with his first points of the ballgame. 46-13, we have 4 minutes remaining in period number 3. Gabay on the far side to Nichols on the top. Won't try it from 21. Gabay goes inside to McCormick. Double team, takes it the whole anyway. Shot no good. Second time. It won't go, but the foul called on Jason Visner. That's his 4th. And team foul number 4 on the Eagles as Graves returns and Tikas returns. Sitting down will be Schoolman and Visner. The inbound by Rasky. Off to McCormick on the perimeter. Wants to go inside on Snedden. Drives in. Wants to dish off last minute. Loses it. Recovered by Stecker. Pass ahead to Tameling. Knocked away by Nichols. And I believe Steve Nichols will pick up his second foul. That's team foul 1 on the Loggers. 46-13. Eagles will inbound. Down by 33. Tikas on the perimeter. Off to Stecker. Stecker back to Tikas. His shot from 14 off the iron, no good. McCormick with the rebound. Off to Nichols. Ahead to Gabay, and a block is called on 24, Brian Tameling. That's his second. And team foul 5 on the Eagles. And 2 more substitutions for the Loggers as 24, Greg Liebeck checks in for the first time, as does Rich Fuchs, number 40. Both juniors for the Loggers. Timeout on the court, 3:25 remaining, period 3. The score, the Phillips Loggers 46, the Northland Pines Eagles 13. This is Logger Vision's presentation of Logger basketball on Price County Telephone Company Cable, Channel 6. And let's take a look at the Logger lineup quickly. 24 is Greg Liebeck, 42 is Nick Gabay, 44 is Jason Woody, 40 is Rich Fuchs, and 34 is Steve Nichols. Fuchs is a 6'2 junior, his first varsity action. And 24, Greg Liebeck, his first varsity action. He's a 5'8 junior. Shot by Fuchs, no good. Rebound to Stecker. 3:18 remaining, period 3. 46-13, Loggers by 33. On top is Snedden. Looks inside. Back off to Stecker. On the far side, that's 24, Tameling. Tameling drives baseline, stopped by Nichols. Back on the perimeter to Snedden for 3, short. Rebound recovered by Nick Gabay. Ahead to Nichols. 2:52 left in the third. Nichols stopped on the perimeter, off to Gabay. Back to Nichols. Nichols to Liebeck. Nichols won't launch. Back to Liebeck. Gabay open, won't try the 3. Drives in the paint, is shot up and good. Nick Gabay with his first points of the night. 48-13, Loggers by 35. 2:28 remaining in period 3. Loggers up 48-13. Stecker launches the 3 off the iron, no good. Rebound Fuchs. Fuchs off to Nichols, ahead to Liebeck. Won't pull up for the 3, off to Woody on the near side. Guarded by Tikas over the head of Gabay, recovered by Liebeck. Gabay looks inside, goes to Woody. His turnaround in front of Tikas short, and rebound Tameling. 2 minutes left in the third period. 48-13 the score. Stecker. Cross court to Tameling, took his eyes off the ball, and possession goes to the Loggers as another lucky fan as a souvenir. Woody will sit down, and McCormick returns. Visner returns, as does Schoolman, replacing Snedden and Graves. 1:49 left in the third. 48-13, Loggers by 35. The inbound to Nichols. On the near side, that's Liebeck to Gabay on the far side to Nichols. Goes into McCormick. His shot in front of Tika's short. Rebound, the big junior for Northland Pines. Ahead to Tamerling. And the foul called on Steve Nichols. That will be his third. And team foul 2 on the Loggers. 1:30 remaining in the third. And Northland Pines will inbound on the far side with 90 seconds left in the third period. Stecker, guarded by Liebeck, looks for someone to cut through, goes back out to Visner on the perimeter. Visner, guarded by McCormick, back out to Stecker. 1:15 left. The shot by Stecker is good. Ben Stecker with 7. All in this period. It's 48-13. 48-15, I believe, excuse me. Oh, 48-13, I'm right. Shot inside by Fuchs, no good. Saved by Rich, goes inside to McCormick. Travel called on the senior. 48-15, Loggers by 33. We're just under a minute, 59 seconds remaining in period number 3. 5 team fouls for the Eagles. And officially only 1 team foul for the Loggers. Pass goes out of bounds. And another lucky fan is a souvenir. 51 seconds left in the third. Gabay inbounds to Nichols as the Logger makes his first appearance here at the friendly confines of the evening. Pass inside to McCormick to Gabay, and the paint counted for 2. Nick Gabay has his 4th point of the ball game. 50-15, Loggers by 35 with 31 seconds remaining in the third period. The far side, Stecker for 3, in and out. Rebound tipped and recovered by Gabay. Gabay off to Nichols. 21 seconds left. Nichols tries to go inside, taken away by Schoolman. Visner brings it down, 14 seconds left, and Greg Liebeck gets called with his first personal foul. That's officially team foul 2 on the Loggers. By the way, there was a miscommunication before, and Nichols only has 2 personal fouls. The inbound of Tikas knocked out of bounds by Fuchs, and possession stays with the Eagles with 12 seconds left in the third. 50-15 the score. Loggers by 35. The inbound by Tamerling off to Stecker. 10 seconds left. Drives inside. Tipped by Gabay. Stecker trapped underneath. Shot no good. And the foul called on Stecker. And possession goes to the Loggers. That's team foul 6 on the Eagles. And the second on Ben Stecker. 4 seconds remaining in the third. The inbound to Liebeck. 2 seconds, 1 second at the horn, it won't go. We have played 24 minutes of basketball, and the score, the Phillips Loggers 15, the Northland Pines Eagles 50, the Northland Pines Eagles 15. This is Logger Vision's presentation of Logger basketball on Price County Telephone Company Cable, Channel 6. And the Loggers will come back out with their starting 5 as we begin period number 4. Northland Pines will have possession to start the 4th. Up 50-15. Going quickly over the scoring. Just going down numerically, Trevor Rasky has 4. 8 points for Matt Pallas, 2 for Brian Petrozellik, 2 for Jerry Petrozellik, 2 for Steve Nichols, 4 for Nick Gabay, Jason Woody with 2. Bill McCormick has 4 points. Dan Zaves with 9. And 15 points for Justin Matzik. The far side, Visner drives inside, swatted by Matzik. And he, with the recovery, takes it down deep to Zaves. Danny to the hole, counted for 2. Zaves has 9. 52-15, Loggers by 37. Tikas drives inside, pulls up from 14, his shot around and good. Len Tikas with half a dozen. 52-17, the Logger lead at 35. Pallas to Jerry Petrozellik, looks inside, goes to Zaves, takes it to the hole for 2. Danny Zaves with 11. So 2 Loggers in double digits. 7-10 left in the 4th, 17. Phillips by 37 points. Tameling. The pass into Schoolman, knocked away by Matzik, but recovered by Schoolman. Off to Tikas. Shot no good. Saved by Brian Petrosalik. Ahead to Matzik. Ahead to Zaves. Just passed him out of bounds. And possession goes to the Eagles. 6:51 left in the fourth. And mass substitution once again by the Loggers. Nichols, Rasky, McCormick, Woody, and Gabay return. Brandon Bergevin, number 43, checks in for the first time for the Eagles. And 41, Seth Snedden, returns for Northland Pines. Tikas will sit down, as does Schoolman. 6:51 remaining, period 4, 54-17. The Loggers by 37 points. Stecker drives inside, dishes it off to Tameling, who loses it out of bounds, and possession goes to Phillips. 6:39 remaining, period 4, 54-17 the score. Rasky goes into McCormick, out to Gabay, drives inside, pulls up, wants to go to Woody, saved by the junior, but he's out of bounds, and possession goes to the Eagles. 6:29 left in the fourth, 54-17 our score. Stecker on the far side. Off to Tameling, to Snedden. Visner's shot from 18, no good. Rebound, Steve Nichols. Nichols to Rasky. 6:07 left. McCormick to the hole. Power move for two. Bill McCormick with half a dozen. 56-17. The Logger lead at 39 with under 6 minutes remaining in the ball game. Snedden on top, launches from 22 short. Bill McCormick with the board. Steal the pass inside. That is Tameling. Shot no good. McCormick with the rebound to Woody to Nichols. Nichols to Rasky, off to Gabay. Goes inside to McCormick. Pass Snedden. Before the shot, the foul will be called on Snedden. For Seth Snedden, that's his second. And team foul 7. And Bill McCormick goes to the free throw line where he is 2 for 2 on the night. And he has 6 points. 5:35 remaining, period 4. Loggers by 39, 56-17. And Marv Bresky just checking to make sure that we are in a bonus. And yes, Marv, we are. All you have to do is ask us up here. We know. And Bill to the line to shoot 1 and 1. The first for the senior is in and out as the Loggers break their string of 12 straight free throws. And possession goes to the Eagles. Visner looks inside. Goes on the perimeter to Stecker. Stecker, guarded by Trevor Rasky. Back out to Visner. 5:13 left in the fourth. Visner to the hole, short. May have been tipped. McCormick with the rebound. Ball goes out of bounds. McCormick was out of bounds. The possession goes to the Eagles. 5:10 left in the fourth. 56-17. Loggers by 39. And Lewis Graves checks back into the lineup, replacing Visner. 5:10 left, period 4. 56-17 our score. Stecker, inbound of Tameling to Snedden. Back to Stecker. His three-pointer, no good. Rebound, McCormick. Ahead to Nichols. Nichols on the perimeter, off to Gabay. And Nick Gabay called for the walk. 4:56 remaining in the fourth. 56-17. Still the score. A 39-point lead for the Orange and Black, who, after this game, will go to 8-0 in the Lumberjack Conference. The only undefeated team in the LJAC. Still ranked, at least that we know of right now, 8th in Division 3. The shot by Snedden is good from 15. Seth Snedden with his first points of the ball game. And Steve Nichols over the line, inbounding, and possession will go to Northland Pines. The Loggers are ranked 9th among medium-sized schools. Stecker's shot no good. Rebound Gabay. Ranked 9th among the medium-sized schools in the latest Milwaukee Journal Sentinel statewide poll as well. The shot by Gabe on top for three. It's good. Nick Gabe has 7 points of the night. 58-19 Loggers by 39 points. Bergevin off to Tamerling, and he'll be called for the travel. 4:06 left in the fourth. Liebeck and Fuchs will return for the Loggers. And Visner returns for the Eagles. Snedden will sit down. Woody and McCormick will sit down for the Loggers. 4 minutes remaining in the fourth, and Steve Nichols is foul. The foul called on Lewis Graves. That's his fourth. Team foul 8, and Steve Nichols to the free throw line to shoot 1-1. And Steve Nichols, his first time at the line tonight, he has 2 points. The first for the senior is good. (59-14) the Loggers, 13 for 14 from the free throw line, make it 14 for 15. 4:02 left in the fourth, 60-19 Loggers by 41. Visner off to Tamerling, looks inside, drives it on Nichols instead, and a foul called on Steve Nichols. And that will be Steve's third personal foul. Team foul 3 on the Loggers, and that will send to the free throw line Brian Tamerling. Northland Pines tonight 0 for 2 from the free throw line. 3:49 remaining, period 4. As the first by Tamerling is no good. Brian looking for his first points of the night, now point of the night. The second is good. Brian Tamerling 1 for 2, has 1 point in the evening. 60-21. It should be 60-20. Okay, that's what I thought. Drive inside by Rasky. Nice no-look pass to Rick Fuchs. Rich Fuchs gets his first points of the night. 62-20. Loggers up by 42. Pass inside to Graves, knocked away by Gabe. Recovered by Rasky. Ahead to Nichols. Nichols stopped on the perimeter, off to Liebeck. Looks for the cutter. Goes high for Fuchs in the paint. Rich has 4. 64-20. Loggers up by 44 with 3:11 left in the fourth. Stecker looks inside. The foul called on Trevor Rasky. That will be Trevor's first. Team foul 4 on the Loggers. And possession for the Eagles on the far side is 14. Randy Smith checks into the lineup for the first time, and Ben Stecker will sit down. 3:03 left in period 4. 64-20. Loggers by 44. Smith inbounds to Visner. Back out to Smith. On the perimeter to Graves. Graves to Tamerling. On the far side to Smith once again. 2:49 left in the fourth. On top, Visner. Tamerling. Tamerling looks inside for the cutter. Looks for something. Now drives it himself. Stops 12 feet from the basket. Puts it in for 2. Brian Tamerling with 3 all in this period. 64-22. Loggers by 42. Rasky goes inside for Gabe. Shot up. Foul called, I believe, on Tamerling, and the foul goes to Brian Tamerling, his third, team foul 9, and to the free throw line goes Nick Gabe to shoot a pair. I do believe it's a 2-shot foul here. He will shoot 2. Nick's first time at the line, he has 7 points off the bench for the Loggers. He sees limited varsity action as Graves will sit down and Stecker returns. Sees most of his time on at JV action. The first for Nick is good. 2:27 left in the fourth. 65-22. Loggers by 43. The second for Gabe is off the back iron, no good. Rebound recovered by Liebeck, and Greg is called for the travel, even though may be questionable for a loose ball foul earlier than that, but no call. Possession goes to the Eagles. Timeout, Northland Pines. 2:25 left in the fourth, 65-22. The Loggers lead by 43. We're going to keep it here and go through the stats again quickly. The Loggers 15 for 17 from the free throw line. A rather impressive 89% from the free throw line. Trevor Rasky has 4. Matt Pallas, I would imagine, done for the night with 8 points. Brian Petrozellik and Jerry Petrozellik each with 2 points. Steve Nichols with 4. Rich Fuchs with 4. Nick Gabay with 8 points. Jason Woody with 2. Bill McCormick with 6. And I imagine we won't see Dan Zaves anymore. He finishes with 11. And Justin Matzik will finish the night with 15 points for the Loggers. The Loggers will travel to Flambeau tomorrow night, beautiful downtown Glen Flora, where the action will take place. The Loggers in their last non-conference game of the regular season, taking on the Flambeau Falcons. They return to conference action for their last 4 games of the season within a matter of 8 days. They will play at Ashland on Friday night. They will play at Lakeland a week from tomorrow. They play at Medford a week from Thursday, and at Northland Pines a week from Friday. So 4 Lumberjack Conference games remaining for the Loggers. Double dribble called on Stecker, and possession goes to the Loggers. The Loggers going to 8-0 and a decent chance for at least a share of the conference title. The inbound got by Gabay to Liebeck. 2:08 remaining in the fourth, 65-22. Loggers by 43. Rasky to Liebeck. Drives in, goes past the Eagle D. Shot no good. Counted and 1 as the foul's called. Foul's called, I believe, on Tamerling. No, excuse me, the foul called on Smith. That's his first. Team foul 10 for the Eagles. And Nick Gabay with a chance to make the three-point play. And Gabay with 10 points. Chance to make it 11 if he converts the three-point play with a minute 55 remaining in the fourth. 67-22. Shot no good. Stecker with the rebound. 67-22. Loggers by 45 with 1:45 left in the fourth. Smith on the far side to Tamerling, or on top actually, drives in on Nichols, and before the shot, the foul called on Steve Nichols, and that's his fourth. Team foul 5 on the Loggers. And the Eagles will inbound right by their bench with a minute 37 left in the fourth period. The inbound goes wild and recovered by Rasky, and the foul will be called on Randy Smith. That's his second, and Trevor Rasky to the free throw line, where he is 2 for 2 in the evening and has 4 points. 1:34 left in the fourth. 67-22, Loggers by 45. And Trevor Rasky to shoot 2. The first for the sophomore is no good. 1:34 remaining in the fourth. 5 team fouls for the Loggers. Northland Pines with 10. Second by Rasky, no good. And a foul called on the Loggers. Goes to Nick Gabay. That's his first. And team foul 6 for the Eagles. Possession goes to the Eagles in their backcourt, as after this inbound, the Eagles will be in the bonus for the rest of the ball game. All 90 seconds left of it. 67-22 the score. The shot by Stecker, counted and 1. And Nick Gabay picks up the foul, and Ben Stecker with a chance for the 4-point play. Stecker has 10. Of the Northland Pines 25, and a chance to up his point total to 11 points on the night. 1:25 left in the fourth by the way for Nick Gabay. That was his second. The shot by Stecker, no good. Rebound off to Gabay. 1:20 remaining. Rasky back to Nichols. The near side to Liebeck for 3. Yes! Greg Liebeck with his first points of the ball game, 70-25. Loggers by 45-107. Left here in period 4. Tamerling brings it across. Drives in on Nichols. His shot from 7, no good. Rebound, Gabay. Gabay ahead to Liebeck. To Fuchs. Goes baseline, stopped an offensive foul. Called on Rich Fuchs. That's his first. Team foul 7, and the Eagles will inbound in the backcourt. 51 seconds remaining here in the ball game, 70-25. Loggers by 45 points. Tamerling to the far side to Smith. Puts it up from 16. No good. Rebound, Greg Liebeck. Liebeck ahead to Rasky. Nice no-look pass to Nick Gabay for 2. Gabay with a dozen. 72-35 with 25 seconds left in the fourth. Tamerling brings it across, guarded by Nichols. Tamerling inside to Stecker. His shot over everything, no good. The putback by Visner is good. Jason Visner with 4. 7 seconds, 6 seconds. Gabay takes it to the hole, and Nick Gabay will lead all Loggers scorers with 14 points, and that will be the second leading scorer with 14 on the night. And the final score, the Phillips Loggers over the Northland Pines Eagles, 74-27. This has been Logger Vision's presentation of Logger basketball on Price County Telephone Company Cable, Channel 6.